Hello and welcome. Today, I would like to spend some time talking about how we're able to code now using large language models. And I think I have a rather unique way of doing this. Perhaps others are working this way. I don't know. But I'd like to explain some of my methods. So, the program we're going to be working on is called AI Functions. And let me just run it for you quickly. And so it's a personal assistant, and I'm just going to give it some prompts here. I'm going to tell it to give short replies. This way, things will happen a little more quickly. And let's see. So, who was Stanford White? He was an architect, famous architect, etc., etc. I'm just trying to get a few prompts in here. Now, the reason I want a few prompts in here is because there's some functions that I want to show you. Now, if I do a slash help like this, I'll get a help menu. And I call these slash commands. Now, if I do a slash hi, I'll get the history. So you can see I said give short replies, then who was Stanford White, then who was Bach. So all three of these are in here. And I can truncate the chat history to the last n entries. I can do slash tr2, for example. And then if I do slash hi again, you'll see that now I only have two entries here, two entries. Right up here we had three entries. I truncated them, now we have two. All right, so pretty easy. Now, if I exit like this and then go back in and I do a slash hi, you'll see I have no chat history available. So the chat history is only for the session, and I would like to fix that. So what I'll do is I'll go over to Claude over here, and I'll say I would like to save chat history when I exit and restart the program. How can we do that? And Claude comes back and says, certainly we can implement saving the chat history when exiting the program and loading it when restarting. We'll use JSON to store the chat history in a file. Let's modify assemble.py. So this is going to create a, let's see what it did in here. So here's the chat history class. We have add entry to it. We have initialize. This gave us a list of 15 entries of FIFO, first in, first out here. Then add an entry. So every time I enter a prompt, it's going to add one, and this is how it will be added. Assemble the prompt with history. It's another function. Get history. Truncate history. Save history. All right, so here's save history. And this is opening a file. And this is the dump here. And here's how we load it. And then in main over here, this is where we exit. And you'll see here that the last thing we do is save the chat history. Now, what I don't see is what file name is this going to use? For the saved history, and where is it being saved? All right, so this is going to save it in my home directory, and it's going to be called .ai function chat history.json. So that makes it a hidden file because it starts with a dot. All right, this seems all reasonable. So what are we going to do now? Now we go back up here, and here are the two files here. Here's assemble.py. Let's grab this. Let's run over here. Let's go into the modules directory. In the modules directory, I've got some stuff, and I'm going to edit assemble.py. Let's go to the bottom here. This is a 39-line file. Go back up to the top. Let's delete everything. Oops. Let's put the new file in here. You see it's gotten longer. Now it's 58 lines. And then besides this, we have to modify main.py. And here's main.py. Let's grab this. Let's run over here, dot dot to go to the source directory, edit main.py. This is how many lines? 55. Delete everything. Let's put in here. There we go. And now we have the new main.py. Let's give it a try, see if it worked. All right, so let's start by telling it to give short replies. And then let's ask it about, I'm asking the same questions over and over because I don't like typing. And I can just up arrow to get to these questions that I asked before. Let's ask one more, just so we see that this is different from when we looked at it before. All right, so now if I do /hi, we see we have 4 items in there. And now if I exit, earlier on, exiting was deleting everything that was in the chat history. Now let's see if it's still there. And it's still there. All right, so you can see that even if you're not a particularly good programmer, you can use Claude, and Claude will do the programming for you. Now, a couple of things here. Let me exit from this. And I've got something in here called CodeMapper. I'm going to run CodeMapper, and this is going to produce something called output.json. And if I cat output.json, you'll see that it is a file that has all of the different documents, all of the different programs that I've written. It's a map of my entire repository. And oops, I just quit from this. And I want to show you that this is out here, CodeMapper. So this is github.com/MikeyBees/CodeMapper. That's where you can get this software. And this is to create a map of any repository that you're working in. And right now we are working in something called AI functions. All right, so
Michael, here is your reminder.
Alexa, stop. All right, so let's see now. All right, so I've been working in Claude for a little while here, and lots and lots of things in here. And after a while, Claude will get confused if I have too many uh, interactions and too many files and things like that, too much code. So at this point, I'm going to start a new chat. So at this point, Claude knows absolutely nothing about this repository. And let's go back to it for a second here and go into source, start her up, and let's do this again, slash HI. Now, you'll see here that my prompt up here is green, and all of this is also green, and I'm not that fond of that. I think that I want to make this purple. I want it to be a different color from the prompt. So come back here. Claude knows absolutely nothing now about this repository. So I'm going to add content here. And I'm going to go back here and I'm going to put my output.json here. And then I'm also going to add in the module here called, well, let's see, where did we print this from? I don't remember now. Let's exit from here. And let's do a cat of main.py. No, not here. Let's go into modules. And let's look at the slash commands. So here's slash hi, print history. And here we go. It's bold green, and we want to make it bold purple. Now I could just go into here and edit this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back out here, and I'm going to pull that in here. That was slash commands.py. I'm going to say when I print out chat history with slash hi, I want the text to be purple, not green. So let's say bold purple, not bold green. And now the only the only context that Claude has is this output map and this slash commands file. So it shouldn't try to edit other files, and it shouldn't get confused. It doesn't have very much context. So let's send this through and see what happens. All right, so it's going to modify the print history function. That's the right function. And here it is. And you can see that this has all been changed to bold purple. So if you want to work on this repository, but you don't know how to code, you can do that because you can use Claude to do it. Anyway, I hope you learned something. I'm not actually going to change that to purple. I think it looks fine in green. But anyway, that's that. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Like and subscribing is really very helpful. Thank you.